Hello YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. Today we gonna do conspiracy theory. What the hell is going on in Maui? Now, I heard something about a fire, half of the island burned, houses, so many things lost. But what's happening now is getting kind of weird, man. You know, a lot of people are coming forward saying that before all of this happened, there was a beam of light that hit, that struck, and that was it. And everything else after that was a blur. They're saying that, the island is being, part of the island that was affected is being corded off with like big black, like fences with black all around them, over them, for you couldn't see on the other side. They're saying if people stop too long and take a look, there are people like the National Guard getting them, or the military getting them to move on. So fam, what is going on? You know, what is with that? You know, they said that it's a whole bunch of kids missing too. So what is that about? Unaccounted for kids. What is truly going on, man? The reason why I'm going here is because there is so much going on, man, that even I gotta say, damn. You know, the Mandela effect situation is at its all-time highest right now. You know, they study telling us that stuff never happened. Ed McMahon never walked to people's house and gave them publisher clearinghouse checks. I remember that as a child, fam. I remember that. I remember the Monopoly guy used to wear a monocle. You know, I remember so much of stuff. Man, but all of that stuff, like Nelson Mandela, they said, you know, he died in the damn 80s. They trying to say he died in 2000 something, man. So I'm trying to figure, what is all this? When did we shift in another form of reality? When did we move from point A to point B? What is really going on? Why is there the situation with them study trying to get rid of our cash? See, if you take away the cash, you become basically at their mercy. See, one thing about credit cards and debit cards, you can freeze assets. You can freeze that. You can't freeze cash. Cash is liquid. Cash cannot be frozen because cash, if you got it in your hand, can be spent anytime. This is why they're trying to move away. They're saying that there's a national coin shortage. You know, when I used to go into Dollar Tree, they used to say that all the time. There's no national coin shortage. I know better than anybody. There's no national coin shortage. There's no shortage of any kind. What's going on is they're trying to move away from money. They're telling us, you know, back when the pandemic was going, they said, you know, money has all type of stuff on it. You know, it can be a carrier, so can food. So we at the store picking up fruit and vegetables. Those touch all kind of hands. So you telling me money that been around since damn near the dawning of time, and nobody really has gotten sick off of money, man. Come on, really? You are feeding just it's real, fam. But one thing that I want to talk about also with this is when I was talking about Maui, man, because, you know, if you look at the situation that happened, it kind of was reminiscent of 9/11. If you looked at all the cars during 9/11, down there was on the ground level around the buildings and things like that. And I know y'all like, ground level, cars are not in the sky. No, they're not. I'm just saying the ones that was on ground zero, all the cars, if you looked at them, they were missing glass. They were missing metal. Anything that was metal on a car, like latches, door handles, or anything like that, was missing. Far as, you know, from the car. The same thing was in Maui. So I'm trying to figure out, how do the same situations strike twice? During Hurricane Katrina, people said that the levees broke. But you have a lot of people stepping forward saying that the levees were destroyed. So I'm trying to figure what is really going on, fam. You know, before Hurricane Katrina happened, do you know FEMA was shipping caskets and things like that before this even jumped off? So how do you know that this was going to happen before it happened? They're shipping body bags all over this country right about now. If you really want to look at something, New York has stepped away, not New York, California has stepped away from, you know, they had passed something about homeowners insurance or something like that. And State Farm is stepping away from California. How do State Farm, an insurance company, step away? And people were like, right after that, we get like messages on our phone saying that there's other ways to protect your home and things like that. Check here and here for this. And I'm like, wow, dude, they're not even trying to hide this shit anymore. What else? Man, look at it this way. Another thing that happened, man, they said that the FDA had passed this stuff that tastes just like meat. It's basically artificial. They created it in a lab. It tastes just like chicken. They got this facility. They got this big old factory and everything to house it and all of this. Fam, come on. Let me tell you this. Do you think they just created this stuff and it just got approved? No, they've been using this stuff for the longest. You got to think about it. It takes a while for a chicken to hatch, okay, to grow up. This stuff don't happen in 2 days that a chicken grows up. It has to grow to a certain size in order for you to actually utilize it. You get what I mean? So what were we eating before then? They just telling you that it was FDA approved. They've been using this shit for the longest. Factories just don't pop up. Facilities and all of that to house the stuff just don't pop up. If you just creating it, it just don't all of a sudden happen. They're just not telling you stuff. The alien thing that the people reported at their house with the aliens hiding behind the house, and the cop said he seen the ships and how they were falling. But before that, people seen the ships coming from out of the sky, like teardrops coming down, and they were moving, in weird patterns. And people like, what the hell is that? Because they taped it. It's all over YouTube. Some of this stuff that you look at, a lot of people make it seem like a lot of this shit is made up. It's far-fetched. It's to the left. It's not. This shit is real. What you think is happening with your gun owners' rights? They telling you all this stuff. They limited people from getting guns. It's a backlog to get a gun nowadays. They basically destroyed the NRA. Now, all of a sudden, your rights to bear arms, you damn near in danger because they're telling you, you shouldn't have guns. They're telling us all to get rid of assault rifles. Each time they turn around, there's some shit going on. And you know what? If you got rid of all the assault rifles and all the guns, guess what? You at their mercy. You don't want to be at no damn body's mercy. Religion is a beautiful thing, but when it's weaponized, it's a horrible thing. They're weaponizing religion. They've been weaponizing religion since the dawning of time, man. But see, all of a sudden, they keep using it now to basically house their agendas and everything like that, man. If you look at it, we've been going through things left and right. We've been looking at everything. We've been paying attention. All of this stuff now is just weird. It's like you see stuff and you really don't see it. Before they had all these places that sold chicken sandwiches. I know I'm going all over the place, and it's a reason for that. All these places sold chicken sandwiches, and each place that sold chicken sandwiches, they showed all the ingredients in them and how many ingredients were in them. Like one had 50 ingredients, another one had 40, another one had 40, another one had 30. Why are there so many ingredients inside of a chicken sandwich? You come to find out some of this stuff that they were using was very questionable. You come to find out that the natural flavoring they use inside of ice cream comes from beavers. It's a sort of goop that they let out. And it's considered natural flavoring. Dude, I had to put my head down. I said, wait, is this the shit? And they were like, we were all reading through this, and they was like, no, this ain't the shit. But they let out another thing, this sort of goop, and it's used for natural flavoring in ice cream. When you see natural flavor, that's what it is, man. And you sit here and look, like when you drink Pepsi, if you notice, Pepsi has so many chemicals in it, it kind of breaks down certain things in the body. And I used to drink a lot of Pepsi back when me and my wife was drinking Pepsi Pop. And I always wondered why my feet hurted so much. And, you know, I went to specialists. I went to like, what you call that stuff? Physical therapy to try to see, you know, if there's something going on. Man, I stopped drinking Pepsi, man. All of a sudden, I'm walking normal. It was the pop. You'd be surprised, in my opinion. My opinion. I'm going to have to say that over and over again because, see, people use things. So I want to say, in my opinion, when I stopped drinking that pop, my feet wasn't hurting like they were anymore. I was able to walk for longer distances. You know, I noticed that. Fam, you know what? Also, I want to talk to you about some other stuff, fam. Man, I don't want to. It's talking about slavery, man. And they was talking about slavery came from Africa. Do you know how long a trip above on a boat from Africa to the U.S.? And if you had everybody chained down, more people would have died. Most of the people, in my opinion, that they said they got from Africa and places like that, they were already in the United States. The people that came from the slavery situation was already here. That's the only thing that makes sense with that. Everything else don't. They talk about other stuff, fam, and I want to talk about this. They talk about mountains and, you know, we got these tall mountains. Those are trees. You do know that, right? Look at it. It's a tree. It's a cut off tree. They ask like, okay, why were trees so big back then? And why were people so big back then? Because the atmosphere held more oxygen. And when you hold in more oxygen, you grow bigger. So does the trees and everything else. When you sit back and look at all of this, fam, and pay attention, shit gets real. They've been lying to us, man. You know, like I said, it's so much going on, man. It's all in your face right now. They found pyramids almost next to Louisiana. They found Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. They got that part of the Grand Canyon sealed off, and it's been sealed off for a few years now because that stuff was found, and there's all kind of stuff in there. Did they ever land on the moon? How many continents are there? There's 7, I think, that we know of. You know, the earth is bigger than they telling you it is, right? There's other things on this planet that we don't know about. There's other continents on this planet that you don't know about. You think all this shit that you see out here is somebody lying to you. Everything is conspiracy theory. Bigfoot, Dogman, lizard people, shit. All this weird stuff that you see, fam, all of this stuff is not made up. There are people living under the water. Do you know that this government has mapped the bottom of the oceans already? And they telling you they haven't even scratched the surface. They already mapped the bottom of the ocean and been in all of it. Dude, they're just lying to you right now. There's so many lies being told. And you know what? It's only through a select few people that you find out that, one, they've been cloning people since damn near, what, the 30s or the 40s or something like that. Time travel. That shit is real. Astral projection. Real. All this stuff that you didn't think was real is real. You know, what's happening at the bottom of the Colorado airport. There's so much shit going on there. It's so much they've been talking about with that shit. They did series on that one. It's so much. Fam, they're talking about all of these things that have been built. All these things that they had in your face that you never understood. You think that lion men are some sort of joke, this is some made up shit. Fam, you know what? To them, they may think you made up. There are parts of this world that no man has been on. I'm serious. And, it's just amazing for us to think that we're the only creatures in existence here on this planet, let alone in this solar system, let alone this universe. There are trillions of planets, and we think we're the only one that has life on it. How's that even possible? Every planet at one point in time held life. But see, my thing is, I think a lot of people are missing, including the moon. They found spaceships on the moon. Dude, this shit gets deep. It gets deep. I'm going to say all of this stuff that they found and all this stuff that they talked about, they found giants here on the earth in Afghanistan, in the mountains. Dude, it's all this stuff. You think all of it is just some sort of fairy tale, some sort of creepy pasta. Dude, half of this shit they telling you is real. You just don't believe it. Those red goggles that they used to use, what they used back during World War II and all of that, where they put them on and they were able to see demons. Dude, some of those night vision goggles and all of those things, they help you see into other dimensions. They were created by a guy who, when he used them, he was trying to make it whereas you could see the auras of people. He made those, but the military took them and fashioned them as something else. But he made some red ones, and they banned those. They're banned. You can't buy those anywhere because they have a lasting effect. You can see what's literally in front of you. I don't know if it's you seeing in another dimension or you seeing truly past the persona that's here. I don't know if this reality we live in is real. We talk about ghosts. We talk about all of this other stuff, fam. It's all real. I hear so many people telling me how shit is not real, fam. Hauntings and poltergeist activity. All of that's real. I experienced that with my damn self. So I'm telling you, that's real. Experience ghosts and all of that other stuff, man. You know what? That's one of the reasons why I say sometimes you got to be careful buying used toys. Shit come with it. I had to sage the house more than twice. So, my thing is, a lot of times people don't understand this stuff, man. They think you just be out here talking. You don't know what you're talking about. You just in here just talking. You know what? If you really wanted to talk about COVID-19 and all of that stuff, the first people that you should have looked at was the most vulnerable people that there were. They were the homeless people. And those homeless people, they didn't have no problem. They didn't have no issues. But everybody else was having issues. You come to find out that they were saying that the Q-tips that they were sticking in your nose already had some shit on it already. It's so much that you hear. I was trying to figure out how could everybody catch this stuff from being tested. That's the only way that will work. Now we see that there's so much jumping off and, people are saying, hey, that's just conspiracy. This is that. Look at your faith. Look at everything. Just look at everything they condone in that. People have backed away from the church because they're scared. Because, the things that the church used to stand for, they no longer stand for in most cases. I'm not saying all. It's just you don't know who you following anymore. And you're supposed to be following the book, the Bible. But they're having you follow other stuff. And you can't really trust your politicians. I remember, I used to see, I don't know. I think when I first looked, Joe Biden had blue eyes, didn't he? Why he got brown eyes? I remember Trump had like a hairpiece. Then on one situation, he had full hair. I said, wait, hold on. What is going on? How do we know our elected officials are not cloned? How do we know that these celebrities, when they're telling you that they got cloning programs and, that the music industry is owned by these people over here? We don't know. But see, the thing is, we're so used to trying to tell other people how to feel about something. It's real out here, fam. Conspiracy theories or not, you look at everything that's happening. I know people won't jump out at me about slavery and everything like that. I'm not saying that it wasn't horrible. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying, how could you get so many people here? That's not a journey that a lot of people can make. You will lose more people than anything. Then on top of that, if you want to look at it, it takes people a while to grow up. So how did all that work? It makes you think there's so much going on that they're not telling you, man. There's so much real. Back during World War II, not World War II, back during the Confederate, I think North and West, the Confederacy built a submarine, a situation that, to that time was like something different, and it ran really good. And right when the North was about to actually capture it, they destroyed it. My biggest thing, man, there's so much stuff that we don't know about. There's been sightings of dinosaurs, dragons, and every damn thing else. And people like, oh man, you just lying. Dude, people been seeing shit now. Trees that move. They got walking trees that uproot their damn self and walk to another spot where there's sunlight. Fam, you know what? I thought people were just making this stuff up, and I was just sitting here thinking to myself, I said, hey, self, this stuff is being made up, and people are just talking. You just someone that's talking, and I doubt if anybody believe you. You know what, fam? It's real. We should sit back and pay attention to what's going on. They told us to get rid of all the other cars. Black guy created a car, got it patent, was on the news, was on TV and everything, him and his brother. Patent a hydro car, a car that runs on hydrogen, runs on water, basically. That's what it is. It runs on water. All of a sudden, he's in a supermarket. This guy comes and kills everybody in the supermarket. Not kills, shoots up the supermarket. But he's one of the people that gets shot up. The person that held the patent to this. Think about it. Car that run on water. All of a sudden now we got cars run on electricity. How horrible is that? The charging stations use a coal. So what is the purpose? So we gave up one fossil fuel for an even worse fuel that we knew was bad that caused cancer. So there's been studies on that, with coal and things like that. And, all type of other elements. Now we're looking at this one more time. And I got to say this. There's so much stuff that is wrong. You got cars. That's one. Now all of a sudden they sitting back trying to raise the prices on airfare. Pretty soon airfare is only going to be able to be accomplished by the rich because they're raising airfare prices so high. All of a sudden you see them closing off the states with the real ID soon. They're going to close the states off. They're going to become countries. All of a sudden you don't have to travel with a passport from state to state. It's real. You think I'm just talking. Shit is happening. Like I keep telling you, look at these laws. It used to be a law on the books. Not a law. It was a patent for all blood-borne pathogens. That was back in the 70s. I remember that. Those people were protesting, asking them to release the patent, release that cure to help people. And they were saying they went to Congress with this. All of a sudden, all those people went missing. Fam, do you know it's been a actual cure for all blood-borne pathogens on the books for a long time? People say, but see, no, that ain't what happens when they copywriting stuff and, they putting it in a patent book, they getting patents for it. Half of the time that the shit that they getting patents for, they already have. Fam, think about it. Now we're about to face a water crisis, fam. All the water just about is somehow messed up. Man, they dumping stuff all in the water. It's damn near toxic. It has smells. Dude, I went to like damn near other states and I noticed that. I'm like, what's going on with the water? We're about to have a water crisis soon. People don't look at all this stuff, man. All this shit adds up. The economic upheaval, the high prices of rent, whereas people who are working right now making 80,000 between the two of them can't even really afford to live. And see, that's the thing. New York is out the question. California basically gone with it. You know, shit, Florida used to be an option. Now it's gone. You looking at everything now and you trying to figure out what the hell is happening. Well, also, they found pyramids off the coast of, damn near off the coast of Louisiana, near the Gulf. And, you know, they're showing that all of this granite is under the water. They're showing pyramids and all type of stuff. And I'm like, damn, you know, what is really going on? History books lied. You know what? The brainwashing is real. They really have been brainwashing us for years. Man, they've been getting us all of these damn shots, you know, when we were kids, vaccines and all these vaccinations. They never worked for any damn thing. My parents before them and the ones before them wasn't vaccinated. They lived longer. Their bodies were more healthy. You know, I know y'all was like, but see, times were different then. Times are different now. Shit back then was hard. Shit now is less hard. Now you got something for everything. You don't have to do any damn thing. You don't have to go to the store. You know, they could deliver your groceries to your house. Hell, you know, even if you ain't feeling good, they could bring the groceries to your house, bring them in and put them in your refrigerator. Yes. Also, hell, if you really don't want to go in the store and shop, you could just drive up to the part where it says you ordered your stuff online. They bring it out to your car. Hell, they got restaurants like that with curb service. Man, they had that during the pandemic. It really caught on because a lot of people don't want to be around people. What's happening now, people saying people are getting more and more sick now. It looks like it's back on a rise. Things are on an uptake. What's happening is in every major city around this country, they're doing road construction. Road construction in places where there are L's and things like that, public transit, you know, like, you know, buses and trains. They got to get on the buses and trains. Guess what? When you packed on a bus and train, people coughing and breathing all over each other, people getting sick. Think about it. They made it where you couldn't drive because they made it where it would take so long for you to drive. So they telling you, take these alternate routes and you'll get where you going. But on the alternate routes, they doing construction there too. And I'm like, have anybody thought about this? Ask yourself, if you really want to think about something, what's with them study going into the same area, opening up the road over and over again? They have opened up the road and the street in the same location damn near 15 times in the last 2 years. Why? People say, oh, well, you know, they're getting this, that, this, and this. Guess what? I understand, but you know what? It still begs to differ. Why? They're doing other shit. There's so much going on that you don't know. Man, please. It's real out here. They done found cities beneath cities here. You know, it's stuff that's going on that's been going on for a long time. And it's people, like I said, they know about it. But they're not going to tell you. Only the haves know what the hell is truly going on, not the nots. And if you do know, you ain't gonna believe it because you don't say, oh man, that's too far-fetched. No, it's not. All this stuff that you see going on has been going on since the dawning of time. And you know what? It would take us to look deep down and pay attention to see what's going on. They no longer want to use history books because they know you're not going to believe them, but they're using the internet to whitewash everything to make it seem like half of this stuff didn't happen. And see, if you change facts, people may believe it. And that's what's been going on. You know, so that's what I've been thinking. 1 minute. So with that being said, fam, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.